What if I told you guys there's a place as old as history itself, where wine is more common than water, where hospitality is king, where cha-cha puts hair on your chest, whether you're a man or a woman, and where food is exotic yet oddly familiar? Today on Marco's Urban Kitchen, we're taking a trip to Georgia. And no, not the state, I'm talking about the Republic of Georgia. Go Marjos! Woo! Gamarjoba, Rogorkhar. That's hey, how are you in Georgian. What's up guys, welcome back to Marco's Urban Kitchen. So I have a little bit of a story to tell you. One of the first days when I was in Georgia, I went to my friend's aunt's house and we're sitting down on a coffee table and all of a sudden my friend's mom brings out strawberries and sour plums. Peak freshness, they were so delicious. Then she says, hey, you guys want some wine? And we say, why not? Georgian wine is delicious. She brings out 2 bottles, not 1. Then she brings out cheese. Then she brings out meats. And she decides, you know what, this table's too small. Let's go to the big table. Then she brings out bread and more food and this delicious chicken stew called Chakhokhbili. It was incredible, full of spices, herbs. It was actually quite spicy and so delicious. And this is my version of Chakhokhbili. You guys ready? Let's go. So here's a quick Georgian lesson before we get started on the ingredients. Chakhokhbili actually comes from the word chokhobi, which means pheasant. This dish was originally made with pheasants instead of chicken, but nowadays everyone just uses chicken. But if you can get your hands on pheasants, I don't know where you can buy that, but if you can get your hands on it, maybe you can try that instead. So what you're going to need to make this dish is a whole chicken, and here I have a whole chicken that I've cut up into little pieces and I've removed all the fat. And actually it's a lot easier if you buy the whole chicken itself instead of already cut. It turns out much cheaper that way. You're also going to need some spicy pepper along with red pepper. Here I have 2 of the long green hot peppers along with 1 cubanelle pepper. Lots and lots of tomatoes. These are about 3 or 4 tomatoes that I've chopped up into little pieces. Lots of onions. This is one of the most important things. Here I have 3 onions that I've chopped into small pieces as well. You're also going to need 4 or 5 garlic cloves, so if you're a garlic lover, this one is for you. You'll need a blend of spices, Georgian spices. I have blue fenugreek, marigold, some ajika, along with some dried dill and crushed red pepper. As always, my mom's secret in any dish that she makes, some bay leaves. You will also need some tomato paste. And now here we have the star of the dish, all these different herbs. I have cilantro, parsley, and some basil chopped up. And you'll also need a little bit of white vinegar, some, well, you're supposed to use white wine, but I only have rosé, so I'm using rosé today, and some chicken stock. So I'm going to start by seasoning my chicken. So I'm going to take some salt, a good amount, and just kind of put it all over like this, along with some cracked black pepper, fresh of course, if you can. Just going to move it around with some tongs a little bit. I don't really like to touch chicken. I don't know why, it's just a thing that my mom taught me, don't touch chicken, so I use tongs instead. Alright, and then we're going to set that aside. So here I have a heavy bottom pan that's over a really high heat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sear the chicken first to develop some really good flavor. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them in my pot. And that's the exact sound you want to hear. You don't want to overcrowd your pan, otherwise the temperature will drop really fast and then you won't get a nice sear, you'll just steam your chicken. Alright, so my chicken pieces have finished frying up. I'm just putting them on a plate here. They're nice and brown. Perfect. And there's lots of delicious goodness at the bottom of this pan. Do not rinse your pan. You want all those crispy bits. It's going to add so much flavor to your Chakhokhbili. So I'm going to reignite my stove here. Put it on medium heat. First thing that's going to go in are the onions. Perfect. And just stir that around a little bit. And you're going to cook them for like 3 to 4 minutes, just until they're nice and soft. So the onions are translucent, and now I'm going to add my peppers, spicy peppers and regular peppers, and just stir that around. So once the peppers have gotten nice and soft, I'm going to go ahead and deglaze it with a little bit of wine. And just stir that around, and you let it go just until all the wine evaporates. And you want to make sure you scrape along the bottom to get all that delicious goodness from the bottom. So the wine has evaporated. I'm going to add all of my spices along with the garlic. Put all that in. Just stir it around. Oh wow, this smells so good. Okay, spices are nice and I can really smell all the spices, so I'm gonna go ahead and add all my tomatoes. Stir it up nice and good. Nice and good. How's my English today? And then what I'm gonna let that do is I'm gonna let all the tomatoes cook and just let all the juice come out of them. It's gonna take about 5 minutes. So as you can see, the tomatoes started releasing some of their juice. So now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and add my tomato paste. Put that in there like that. And it's gonna just give it a little bit more concentrated tomato flavor. Stir that around. Perfect. And I'm also gonna start adding a little bit of my chicken stock. Not too much, maybe like half a cup to a cup. Perfect. And then stir it around. Oh, wow. Oh, if you guys could smell this. Too bad smell-o-vision doesn't exist. All right, so I went ahead and added a little bit more of the chicken stock. So now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put in my bay leaves, just like that. And I'm also gonna put in a little bit of salt, just so maybe a couple pinches. Perfect. And a little bit of fresh ground pepper. So at this point, it's been stewing for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and add my vinegar. I have about maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons here. And this is just gonna brighten it up a little bit, give it a little bit more flavor. And finally, I'm gonna take all my chicken from before and just dump it in, juices included. Careful not to splash your face like I almost just did. Stir that around. Make sure every piece is in your sauce. Perfect. Okay, nice and submerged. Everything is looking good. Smells delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and cover it, turn it to about medium heat, and I'm gonna let it cook for about 15 minutes. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and uncover it. Ooh, steam. Oh my God, you instantly get hit in the face with that delicious smell of just chicken and spices. It's incredible. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little bit of a taste to make sure that the salt content is okay. Oh, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. The vinegar really rounds it out. Last step, I'm gonna take all my fresh herbs and go and add them. You wanna do this at the very, very end when the heat is off. Otherwise the herbs turn brown and ugly, and nobody likes ugly brown herbs. Perfect. And just stir that around a bit to incorporate all those herbs. And Chakhokhbili is done. Let's give it a taste. So I got my bowl here. I'm gonna take a little bit of the sauce. And what piece do I want? Let's see, this one right here looks good. Just a little piece to give it a taste. Perfect. Okay. Wow, this smells incredible. I mean, I know I say that all the time in every video that I do, but this truly smells amazing. All right, let's give it a taste. Cut that up a little bit. Get some of that sauce. Here we go. Wow. Oh my God. It's incredible. Eat your heart out, arroz con pollo. This blows that out of the water. Don't get me wrong, I love arroz con pollo. It's something I grew up eating, but this is packed with flavor. It's spicy. It's got flavors that you've probably never had before unless you've had Georgian food. It really is delicious. And serve this with a piece of bread to sop up all that juice. Excuse me while I am a fat ass. Here we go. That's it, Chakhokhbili. It could not be any easier, unless of course a Georgian person knocks on your door and brings it to you. Thank you guys so much for watching Marco's Urban Kitchen. As always, the written recipe will be down below on my website. You can catch me on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you decide to make this, give me a thumbs up and let me know what you thought in the comments below. Join me next time as I show you how I make 5-star meals in my 2-star kitchen. Didi madlova. Bye-bye. Are you still recording?